but it was buried with its owner as per her final wish. But wouldn't Annabelle want him to be happy and not destitute? And hadn't she been a bit delirious towards the end with that fever thrashing about her brain? Surely, George thought, the poor woman wasn't even thinking straight, and now she was dead. And he couldn't care whether she was buried with a golden arm or not. George made a decision. He put on his cloak, for the air was chilled that November night. He brought a lantern for the sky, and the road was dark as a cave. He creaked open the door to the tool shed and he grabbed his shovel, the strongest looking one that he could find, for he would have 6 feet down to dig through cold, hard ground. The sky was filled with clouds. No moon nor stars greeted George on his solitary march to Annabelle's grave. The wind whispered through the grass and the naked branches like the voices of creatures best unseen. George hugged his cloak tight around him and held his lantern high. Within his tiny circle of yellow light, the shadows danced like madmen, and George felt his heart quicken as he approached the cemetery. George found the right headstone and plunged his shovel into the hard earth. The work got harder with each shovelful of dirt, but George worked faster as the wind picked up around him, and he shivered thinking of the fire back inside. Sooner than George expected, the shovel thud against wood. George cleared away the final layer of soil and opened the coffin. There lay Annabelle, as fair and as beautiful as in the prime of her life, and clasped across her chest, the golden arm shimmered in the lantern light. Pushing aside flimsy thoughts of betrayal and robbery, George snatched the arm and slammed the coffin shut. The arm was cold as ice, and George set it beside him as he shoveled the dirt back on top of his wife. And he scooped up his treasure, and he began a long walk back to the house. The wind grew stronger and stronger as he walked, gusting against his cloak, making the lantern sway in his hands. The wind whistled, and George thought he heard a voice, carried high and faint across the fields. He froze. His eyes wide, he looked at one side and then the other. He saw no one. But with each step on the frosty ground, the wind's voice grew more distinct. "Who's got my golden arm?" George hurried his walk, but the words followed him faster and faster. "Who's got my golden arm?" The terrified man at last reached the mansion's door, which he flung open, slammed, and locked behind him. He ran to the parlor where Ranger's ears perked up and the friendly hound dog greeted his master. The fire was down to embers, but even that small heat felt wonderful as George dropped the shovel and sat down. Then he heard that forlorn and ghastly voice again. "Who's got my golden arm?" George couldn't place the sound source. It seemed to come from the chimney, the windows, the door, all at once. He clutched that heavy golden arm close to himself and he ran to the windows to shut the curtains, but still, the forlorn and angry cry continued. "Who's got my golden arm?" Ranger's bark, it boomed and growled at the east wall, the one facing the cemetery. The wind made the boards of the house creak and moan, and the wind rattled, and that voice went on louder than ever. "Who's got my golden arm?" A gust of wind came straight down the chimney and put out the embers, and George ran with that golden arm upstairs, down the hall to his bedroom, his heart thumping and his teeth chattering. The Ranger's bark boomed and was overpowered by the slam of the front door being thrown off of its hinges, and the wind screamed through the house. "Who's got my golden arm?" George threw himself under the bed sheets. He clutched that icy, cursed golden arm, and it felt heavy as iron. He could feel the wind slam open the bedroom door. And then the wind stopped. There was silence. It was followed by slow, shuffling steps, as tiny thuds of pieces of frozen grave dirt fell to the floor. George held his breath. He prayed silently as the ghastly footsteps stopped, just next to his bed. "Who's got my golden arm?" "You guy! Damn it, you don't jump for shit."
Creepypasta, ladies and gentlemen.
Golden arm at Joe Wilson. That's the story.
Bravo!